Okay. Good morning. You're going to come to a nice, comfortable seated position. And today, I thought it would be a good thing to talk about our connection to each other and the importance of the position that everyone is connected to every other person, whoever they are. And once someone asked Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., how can you be nice to a racist? And his response was, because we are all the same inside. He just doesn't know it. I believe that was also his way of saying we are all connected by that sameness inside. We are all one. And in yoga philosophy, we believe that we are all part of the divine energy, the divine spirit. And that divine spirit resides within inside every single human, every living thing. And you may choose to acknowledge it or not, but it connects us all. That energy, that spirit connects all of us together. So I'd like to keep that in mind as we go through our practice. So let's begin with our pranayama. Close your eyes and focus on your breath. As you inhale, think about igniting that light within you, that light, that divine light, that spirit. Inhale and feel a beautiful light inside of you. A powerful energy that you contain. Every time you exhale, let go of everything that gets in the way, that prevents you from seeing that light. Deepen your inhale, and with every inhale, feel the power inside your body. And with every exhale that you slow down, slow it down, let go of what you no longer need, of obstacles, of negativity. And continue with your pranayama at your own pace, inhaling deeply and slowing down and lengthening your exhale. Now begin to return to your natural rhythm of breathing and slowly open your eyes to let in the light. We're going to start our practice today in a child's pose. So everybody's child's pose is a little bit different. So come into your child's pose. You may choose to have your legs wide apart or closer together. When they're wide apart, that's a more restorative pose, and you can bring your chest maybe a little bit closer inside your legs. It doesn't matter how far your hips come to your heels. It's the effort that matters. It's the energy to get yourself in this relaxing position. Reach your arms over your head and begin to walk them a little bit farther forward as you lift your hips. As you come all the way up, bringing your shoulders over your wrist and lengthening your legs behind you for a variation of up dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. You're going to bring your hips very slowly back to your heels again. We're going to do that again, only we're going to do it in a very gradual motion. So you're going to lift your hips just halfway and then send them back to your heels. Do that again, lift them a little bit more and then send them back. Lift them even further and begin to lengthen your legs behind you. Send your heart between your arms. Send your hips back. Slide your hands back so that you come into Barasana, the table pose. And see that your wrists are under your shoulders. If your wrists give you problem with the angle of the bend, then step your hands farther forward. So wherever you have them, let's begin cats and dogs. So in cats and dogs, on your dog, you inhale, sending your spine curling towards the mat, your heart reaching for your arms. On an exhale, you arch your spine towards the sky. Cat pose. Inhale. And exhale. And continue at your own pace. Svanasana is the name of a dog, and Marjaryasana is the name for cat pose. And feel your spine as it changes from one direction to the other. Feel your shoulder blades, how they change. And then after your next cat pose, pause and send your hips just slightly back to your heels. Then come forward again. Step your hands forward. Send your hips back. Lift your hips up a bit, turn under your toes. Lift your knees, lift your hips, an upside down V, downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Downward facing dog. And in this pose, your chest is coming towards your thighs. Your heels are moving towards the mat, and you're pushing the mat away from you with your hands. You're pushing it away. And now we're going to begin to walk our dog, and we do that by bending one knee. So bend your right knee with your foot never moving on the ball of your foot, And your left leg is straight, your heel goes to the mat. And now you alternate from leg to leg. Notice how the leg that is straight opens up in the back as you bring your heel towards the mat. Opening the back of your legs. And then come back to your dog. Come forward just a little bit towards your wrists and bring your left knee to the mat underneath your hip and swivel your right foot so that the sole of the foot is on the mat. Your toes are pointing towards the long edge of the mat, and you're going to fan open to the right. And then you're going to send your arm alongside your ear and send your toes in the opposite direction. Maybe they'll come off the mat just a little bit, not necessary. The point is to stretch your whole side body from fingertips to toes. Bring your arm down, bring your knee down. Turn under your toes and come back to downward facing dog. Once you get here, bring your right knee under your hip to the mat. Swivel your left foot. Sole of your foot is on the mat, toes pointing to the long edge. Fan open with your left arm. Allow your left arm to reach alongside your ear and your toes, your leg to stretch in the opposite direction for a big, and open up your heart. Side body stretch, big stretch. Bring your hand down, bring your knee down. Bring your hips to your heels in your child's pose, into your child's pose. You're going to look up between your hands. Come on to the fingertips of your right hand. And you're going to look underneath your right arm. Bring your head back to center, flatten your right hand to the mat. Come on the fingertips of your left hand and look under your left arm. And bring your hands down to the mat, both of them parallel, reaching out in front of you. Look between your hands. Slide your hands all the way back to your knees and come up to stand. If you need a cushion underneath your knees, please get one and place it there. I have my blanket almost always under my knees. Okay, so let's start by bringing your hands to your hips. Send your left arm straight out overhead alongside your left ear. Let's keep everything aligned. And you're going to reach to the opposite, in the opposite direction from your left arm. And then come back up to center, bring both arms straight up overhead. Bring your left hand to your hip. And stretch, lateral stretch to the left. Bring both arms up overhead. Bring your arms alongside your body. Bring your hands to the back of your waist, your back waist, with the heel of your hand on your back waist, your fingers pointing down to the mat. And you're going to send your heart and treat your elbows as if they wanted to meet, wanted to come together. And send your heart up to the sky. And then come back to your mountain spine. Release your arms. Okay. So we're going to do a little bit more stretching of our side body. Yeah. Inhale and then exhale both arms to the right or the left, depending on where you start. Inhale to center, exhale opposite direction. I have not been mirroring you, so. Yeah. And bring your arms down by your sides. Send your shoulders forward, back, up and down. Forward, back, up and down. And then go the other way. And then finally, one last time, forward, up, back and down. And let your arms fall comfortably by your side. So we want to work a little bit more on our shoulders. So we're going to do bat wings. So with bat wings, you'll start by putting one hand on one shoulder and the other on the other shoulder. And notice which hand is which arm is underneath which, because we're going to do this again with the opposite arm on top. And then bring your head inside your wings, inside your bat wings. Imagine you're hanging upside down in your cave or from a tree. And then nighttime falls. And it's time for you to wake up. Begin to open those wings slowly, very, very slowly. So one forearm over the other. And very, very slowly open them so that your fingers are pointing forward. Inhale, and then on an exhale, send your elbows back behind you. Maybe they want to reach each other, maybe not. And then open them wide. And then you're going to fly away. So exhale. Inhale, send your heart forward. Exhale. Inhale. Know that these are little baby cats and dogs. Okay, there's a little daylight coming. Arms are stretched out. So now you need to put the opposite hand on top. As you put one hand on one shoulder, one on the other. Look down between your arms. Okay, here we go. We're going to get ready to fly away again. So very, very slowly unfold forearm over forearm. You're just waking up, fingers pointing away, elbows are still bent. Inhale and then exhale, send your elbows back, and you're going to reach as far back as your body allows you to. It may not be very much, it could be very little. Any amount works. And then open your wings completely and fly away. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale and then allow your arms to come down by your side. Okay, very good. So, we work pretty well on our upper body and a little bit on our hips, right? So I think we're probably ready to come up. But before we do that, let's do one more downward facing dog. And from down dog, will come up to stand. So if you have a blanket on your mat, now's the time to remove it. Send your arms straight in front of you, turn under your toes, downward facing dog. Before we travel to our feet, let's open up our hip a little bit. So you're going to lift one leg any amount and rotate your legs so that the big toe side of your foot is parallel with the mat. So any amount, it could be all the way up to the sky, it could be a couple of inches, and bring it back down. Left leg, same thing, any amount. Rotate it so that you're opening your hip a little bit, and you can go all the way up, or you can stay close to the mat. Whatever works for your body. Bring your feet together down to the mat again. Look between your hands, then look back at your feet. Begin to walk your feet forward and travel with your feet to your hands. As your feet come between your hands, hang your head, Uttanasana, forward fold. And hang here for a moment. And bring the tips of your fingers in front of your feet like you had 10 toes. And then turn to the right. Travel. Come through center. Turn to the left. Come through center. And then very slowly unfold, unfold. Let your head be the last thing that comes up, so we don't get dizzy, right? All right. So we're going to come to mountain pose. So in mountain, our feet are rooted firmly into the earth. Our shoulders are over our hips are over our shoulders. We're going to send your shoulders forward, up, back, and down, and let your arms fall comfortably by your side. Your chin is level with the mat, crown of your head reaching up. Bring your belly towards your spine to help lift your ribs higher away from your pelvis, to help lengthen your spine. You're going to inhale, arms up overhead in a prayer. Exhale to your heart. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. So we're going to do half sun salutations. So a half sun salutation goes like this. So you start from mountain pose. And again, if going up this way is a problem for your shoulders, you can go this way too. So going up, so let's try that. Inhale, exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, halfway up, exhale, fold. Inhale, swing your arms back behind you and send them forward. Come all the way up, bring your hands to your heart. Maybe your arms only went out this far and didn't go all the way up. Whatever works for you is what you do. Oh, that rhymes. Okay, good. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, halfway up, bend your knees a little bit. So when we come to a flat back, you want the crown of your head reaching forward. You want your sits bones going in the opposite direction. You're going to bend your knees, send your arms, whichever way works for you, all the way up and down to your heart. Okay. Release your arms. Come to the top of your mat. Come onto the ball of your right foot and send it back behind you. Let your arms reach back behind you. Send them forward and up. For warrior one, your warrior one can be right here. Inhale, exhale your arms back behind you. Let them just stream behind you. On an inhale, take a deep inhale, and then on an exhale, you're going to come forward as far as you can, whatever amount your body allows. Maybe you come all the way down to your thigh for another flat back. Push your feet into the mat, bring your arms up overhead, hands together to your heart for warrior one. Release your arms, step forward. Step your left leg back for warrior one on this side. And remember to check your legs. Remember they're in opposite lanes. You can be as wide as your body allows, as your range allows. Most important thing is that your back foot is flat on the mat, because these are your supporters, your two feet firmly rooted in the earth. Inhale, arms all the way up, hands together in a prayer, and bring it down to your heart. Release your arms, send them back behind you this time, and let them be loose. Let them stream alongside your hips. Inhale, exhale, come forward. Make sure your hips stay in line and come down as far as you can. Any amount is good. Any amount is good. Just don't let your knee go past your ankle. And then push in to the mat and come all the way up. Okay, so this is going to be the hardest thing you do all day. Step forward, feet, foot to foot. All right. So we're going to go for a tree pose now. So we started with our warrior to get our foundation. Come back to your mountain. Come onto the ball of your right foot, open it out to the side. Bring the sole of your foot either to your ankle with the ball of your right foot still on the mat. That is perfectly fine. This is a beautiful tree, just like this. Or bring your foot to your calf and open your arms or bring them to your heart. If you can lift your arms all the way up, let your branches go. Trees don't have any special direction for their branches to go, so just let them go wherever. Let them fly around and then bring it down. Okay, other side. Swivel, right? Heel against ankle, and you can stay right here, right? Or you can bring your foot to your calf and do whatever you like with your branches. Remember to look forward at a drishti, a focal point right in front of you across the wall from where you're standing, to keep your eyes on that. That will help you to keep your balance. And then let it all come down. Excellent. Okay, so now we're going to go in another direction. We're going to do something similar, but in a different direction. So come onto your tiptoe, to your very tip of your toe. And again, your weight is shifted to the opposite leg. You're going to lift your knee, right? Just lift it, and then maybe you can lift it a little bit more. And then bring your knee down and your foot behind you. Knee to knee. And then bring it down. So instead of going to the side, we're going front and back. So shift your weight to your right foot, left foot comes up, lift, lift as much as you comfortably can, and then bring your knee down to meet your other knee and back behind you. And bring it down. All right. Okay. So let's try that one more time with a little change. We're going to add on. So you're going to lift, so your feet lift, and this time send your leg across the other leg, back to center, and bring it down. Shift your weight to the other leg, lift, and cross over. Oh, I went the wrong way, and cross over. Yeah. And come back. If that was very challenging, let's do another option. Lift your leg and place it down your toe, just the tip of your toe down on the mat. Try that. And come back. Other side. Tip of your toe and just place it down. Just the tip of your toe so that it's almost like it's floating, and then you can maybe pick it up just a little and then come back. So whichever of those two worked for you, that would be good. So now let's loosen our hips up a little bit and release our spine a little bit. So you're going to do that by stepping your feet a little bit farther away from each other, kind of shoulder distance. You're going to bend your knees a little bit, and you're going to circle your hips. Look a little bit of a yoga hula dance. And the next time you come forward, pause and go the other way. And then pause. Okay, excellent. So bring your feet back together again for your mountain. Bring your chin to your chest. Roll your shoulders. Begin to bend at the waist, then at your hip joint. Bend your knees deeply. Bring your hands to the mat. Bring one knee down, the other knee down, and come to sit. Send your legs straight out in front of you. Arms straight out in front of you. Legs are in Dandasana legs, staff pose, so they're active, meaning your muscles are engaged, your feet are flexed. And we're just going to very slowly, as slow as you comfortably can, make your way down to the mat. Don't allow your back to slap on the mat, so use your forearms if you think that's going to happen on the mat, and bring yourself all the way down to the mat. Okay, bring your feet to the mat, soles of your feet to the mat. Okay. And then place your right ankle on your left knee. Bring your left leg into your chest. Take hold of the back of your left thigh. Flex your right foot. Send your right knee away from you. Maybe you can use your right elbow to help. Send your left leg to the sky as if you were stepping on the ceiling. And then rotate your foot so your ankle gets a little movement. Go in both directions and then point and flex, point and flex, point and flex. Right, good. And then release that leg. Release your leg, uncross your legs. And let's do the other side. So left over right, bring your right leg into your chest, left foot is flexed, left knee is moving away, as you know, make it as, go to your edge, wherever your edge is. In every pose, we should do that. Go to the edge, and then maybe you begin to slightly step over the edge, just very little at a time. Lengthen your right leg, flex your foot, and rotate your foot so that our ankle wakes up. Both directions, and then point and flex, point and flex. Bend your knee, uncross your legs, bring your feet back down to the mat. Okay. Bring the soles of your feet together and open up your knees to go in the opposite directions, coming towards the floor. If that is uncomfortable, then send your feet a little bit farther away so that the soles of your feet are not touching. They're at the edge. The edge of your foot is at the edge of your mat. That might be more comfortable. And then bring your arms into a cactus shape. You're going to inhale, and then on an exhale, you're going to close up. Think of a book. You're closing the book. On an inhale, you'll open it up. On an exhale, you'll close it. Once more, each side. Inhale to center, exhale. Inhale to center, exhale. And then inhale to center. Send one leg straight out in front of you, send the other straight out in front of you. Allow your feet to splay open, allow your legs to relax. Send your arms alongside your body, palms facing up, about 8-10 inches from your body, so that your whole arm is rotated so that your palms can face the sky in a giving and receiving mudra. Feel your whole back body from the heels of your feet all the way up your legs, your arms, up to your shoulders, all the way up to the back of your head. Feel your whole back body surrendering to gravity. Om Namah Shivaya. I surrender to transformation and welcome the change that will lead me to who I am. Focus on your breath as your muscles and joints reset, getting you ready for the day ahead. Begin to reawaken your body. Take a deep breath. Roll your head from side to side, making gentle movements with your hands and your feet. Send your arms overhead for a deep, deep body stretch. Your feet going in the opposite direction for a big stretch. Then bring your knees into your chest and hug them and roll from side to side. And then come to center, release your knees and roll over onto whichever side you prefer to come in to a fetal position. Signifying a rebirth. And gently, slowly make your way up to sit. Take your time. Bring your hands to your heart. And take a deep breath. And as you do, thinking about how connected we are to every living thing in this universe. How inseparable we are, our souls are. And let's chant the universal sound of Om that connects us all, that signifies that we are all one. So take in a breath. Namaste. Thank you so much.